Most SMGs in Helldivers 2 follow a trend. They are close-range weapons that fire light armor-penetrating rounds, they have excellent magazine capacity, and they can pump out bullets faster than a machine gun. They can also be fired one-handed, making them fantastic for shield builds or on missions where you're carrying an objective. Though they do have some drawbacks. Most SMGs have severe recoil and bullet drag, which make them a poor choice for long-range targets. Their inaccuracy paired with their light armor pen makes killing enemies like hive guards and devastators difficult. The SMG-32 Reprimand completely goes against that trend. This thing hits hard, has a slower fire rate, and has a tiny magazine. It handles more like a marksman rifle than an SMG, and in my opinion, its biggest drawback is that it can only be shot two-handed. So the question is, how well does the Reprimand perform, and is it worth unlocking and leveling? 125 damage per shot allows you to kill most small enemies in just 1 to 2 hits. Voteless can be cheesed by a single shot to the leg where they'll bleed out after, and most bugs can be easily killed by clean headshots. The medium armor pen enables headshots on overseers and hive guards, and lets you take out stingrays, gunships, and harvesters. The Reprimand can kill every Devastator variant with a single headshot and is actually very effective against berserkers, though this weapon does have a very difficult time taking down elevated overseers. Let's move on to the drawbacks. All SMGs suffer from the same 60% drag factor, making them deal significantly less damage to enemies that are further away. The recoil on this gun is absolutely bonkers. If you treat it like a marksman rifle, carefully aiming and lining up shots, it can be a solid primary weapon, but if I'm going that route, I prefer to use the Diligence Counter Sniper, which is better in just about every way. If you try to use it like a typical SMG, the heavy recoil makes shots fly off target, and the small magazine makes it wildly ineffective against crowds. The worst part is the insane reload speed of 3.5 seconds, which is unbearably slow even with the Siege Ready armor passive. If you're going to run the Reprimand, make sure you leave one bullet in the chamber to improve the reload speed. For attachments, I recommend one of two setups. If you're going the precision route, run the vertical foregrip and the compensator. This almost completely solves the recoil issue, but does hurt ergonomics a bit. If you plan on shooting it more like a traditional SMG, I recommend iron sights, a vertical foregrip, and the muzzle brake attachment. Only shoot targets that are close, and actively aim down to counter the vertical recoil. Swapping out for iron sights counters the ergonomics hit from the muzzle attachment, but that may make it harder to aim in first person. If you're comfortable aiming in third person, this is an obvious choice. On Super Helldive, I feel like there are more practical choices for each faction than the Reprimand, but it's good enough to where it can succeed on every front with some practice. If Arrowhead made it one-handed like the other SMGs, that could have made it a cool niche weapon for shield builds and data delivery missions. After getting it to level 25, I can confidently say that I think this is a neat weapon, but it could definitely use more attachment options. I would love to have a drum mag or speed mag option, and it definitely needs more foregrip options and maybe some scopes if people want to lean more into the precision approach. Anyway, thanks for watching, follow for more.